Wellness Network. Thanks for being here for our August partner Zoom. And I am recording the meeting just so that folks who are unable to be here this morning can still stay in the loop and watch on demand and know what's happening in our state. I have just a couple of things that I will share. I do see a couple of new names, relatively new names. So I will give a little bit of an update. Let me share my screen. I'll just show this. This is normally what you see when you log in. Dawn, can you tell me, do you see that opening slide?
Yes, I do.
Great, thank you. Can't believe it's almost Labor Day. I don't know about everybody else, but this summer seems to have flown really fast for me. And September 14th is our next meeting. Seems strange to say that, September 14th, but here we are. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that in full screen mode now. All right, so again, September 14th is our next full partner meeting, and I do hope that will be a good date for everyone. It was on the calendar since I think we set dates back in December, so hopefully everyone has that on their schedule. And then I just wanted to remind everyone that throughout the year, not just in April, but we are expanding our initiative to be year-round. And I wanted to remind folks that there are graphics available that are not dated. So I can either email them to you, or you can go to the partners page on our website, which is myfinancialwellness.org. That's myfinancialwellness.org. And at the bottom of that page, I've loaded all of the graphics, including the ones from April, but all of these are there and available for you to download and use, as well as a QR code that someone had asked for earlier this year. So I created a QR code that will take folks to our homepage, and then they can, with one click, easily navigate to the calendar of events or get information about our network or whatever. So again, I wanted to thank our 2021 underwriting partners, without whom we could not be doing what we're doing with a statewide effort like this. So huge shout out to our friends at Ally Financial and Michigan Credit Union Foundation, Raymond James, and especially the Anthem Advisors Office, our newer partners, MESP and MET, our state's 529, Oakland County, Michigan Works, JP Studinger Group, and of course our fiscal agent, Michigan Council on Economic Education. All of them have provided funding and infrastructure support in order for us to be able to do what we're doing and do more good work. So it would be really helpful for me this morning to have folks give us kind of what's happening on the home front, if you will. Since it is summer and I don't have a lot of statewide updates to share, I do have a couple, but to me, I think it would be most valuable. And since it is a relatively intimate group, I'm going to ask that we just share in the room without doing breakout rooms. I think the breakout rooms are useful if we're 30 or 40 people on the call. It's impossible to really effectively go around the room, but with 10 of us, it's a bit more doable, or 12 or whatever it is. So who would like to start? Basically, what I'd like to know is, what kind of programming are you currently doing for financial wellness, financial literacy? Are you in person or virtual. I think that's would be helpful to know. Generally, how are things going? Like, you know, what's working or what's not working, or, you know, that kind of thing. So just a finger on the pulse, really, because you're all from very diverse locations and serving different populations. So I would like to hear from each of you just the high points of where things are, and also if your organizations have made any decisions about, to me, kind of the year starting in September when everybody's back to school. And I know some folks have gone back to the office, some people aren't, some people are still in flux. So it would just be helpful, I think, to know the highlights of what's happening, what's working, what's not working, and what do you see on the horizon. So who would like to go first before I pick somebody? I can just pick somebody. All right, Ian, I see you there. Ian, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kelly. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. Just a little update for us. We're starting to go back to the office. We're kind of just easing our way in, maybe a day or two out of the week. But as far as our programming is concerned, we're still getting our financial literacy presentations ready to go. They're basically through approval, but we haven't set up as many programs. We've been pretty heavily focused on the insurance side of the department's duties, given COVID, the special enrollment period for getting health insurance, not to mention just kind of going back to the office being its own project. But basically, we are starting to reach out to some of our groups, doing more smaller engagements. I believe we have something coming up in September, but that was a requested presentation, and it's going to be kind of like a pilot for the presentations that we've been getting through approval. We are not going to be doing that one in person. As far as where we stand on the in-person side of things, we're kind of taking it on a case-by-case basis. It sort of depends on similarly enough, it's kind of like how things were run before the pandemic, where it was, you know, how many people are going to be there, you know, how many people can we expect? Because a lot of times when we were in person, we would drive to other areas of the state, and it might be a little bit easier to do a digital present or a virtual presentation for, you know, 4 attendees than driving, you know, to Kalamazoo or something like that, you know, in the evening. So we've kind of been basing it on that, and now it's almost like it's flipped, and as long as there is a more modest number of people in person might be okay, but then if it's, you know, 200 people, we might want to do something like an outdoor event as opposed to a you know, in an auditorium.
Right.
But that's about where we are right now. Don't have any programming yet, but I'm looking forward to being able to post something as far as if we've got any public virtual presentations coming up. I definitely want to get those on the list.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure, and thank you for that, that opening. So I am asking folks to submit their events. A couple organizations have been really good about doing that, and most have not. What I'm able to put up on our website is based on what I have stumbled upon, right? So we have an events page, which I try and keep current. I think I need to purge July now. But I had July and August posted, and it's been, you know, challenging to keep it fresh because folks aren't submitting their event information. And the link to do that is a very simple Google form, and it's in every single e-blast that I send out down in the useful links section. So again, if anyone has events that are open to the public, that are non-solicitous, and you want me to help promote them, I can do it through our webpage and then through our social media channels. So, and Ian, I would say, if you're interested, I would love to attend any of your kind of pilot or test webinars with the new content. So if you are cool with that, I mean, send me an invitation or the Zoom link. And if my schedule allows, I'd love to participate. That way I kind of have a good idea of what you have to offer. And then I can, share that with partners who are seeking presenters.
Yeah, I will. I'll touch base with my manager to double check on that. I doubt it will be a problem. It's just a question of whether the Zoom link is sent whether we're setting it up or if we are joining like another organization's like meeting, like recently I did a
Right.
presentation that was just like about the department
Yeah,
for Oak Park Kiwanis, but they set it up. So I just wouldn't know
sure.
if that could be transferred, but I don't see an issue with you kind of auditing and seeing what we got to offer. I think that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that just helps me to know how to position, your offerings and to help meet other needs that um, other partners might have. So, and for those who don't know, the department Ian is referencing is the Department of Insurance and Financial Services at the state of Michigan.
That's right. Sorry, I should have given the full name. I'm just used to
Right,
working with so many acronyms here.
right. So, all right, cool. Thank you for being my first up. So for those who are just joining, we are going to go around the room and just check, get the pulse of what's happening around the state, knowing that next month, hopefully, folks will be back to work, back to school, back to like real life, and we'll have more of a formal meeting. But it'd be helpful for me to know what's happening on the financial wellness, financial literacy front, what your organization is doing, whether it's in person or being done online, and then what you see on the horizon as we head into the fall. So any volunteers, or do I just need to pick somebody? Oh, great, Sylvia.
Good morning, Kelly. Thank you. I actually have to sign off a little early, so thank you very much for letting me go next. So, can you hear me?
You're a little bit soft, but I can hear you.
Let me see.
I just turned my volume up to 100 so I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Beautiful. Yes,
Okay,
better.
Good. I keep forgetting with Zoom, when I sign in, it automatically turns my volume all the way down. Okay, so I have to sign off a little bit early, so thank you for letting me go next. So Wayne Metro, my name is Sylvia Saldanian. I'm from Wayne Metro, and I oversee our housing and financial and housing education and counseling and financial products programs. So we provide a very robust education piece. We provide home buyer education, tenant landlord education, mortgage intervention, financial management. So our financial capabilities class is called Foundations of Wealth Building. That's held monthly on the first Wednesday. It is condensed to 2.5 hours virtually. Pre-pandemic, we were in person for 6 hours, but nobody wants to get in front of a computer for a 6-hour class. So that's not required, right? Because this is open to whomever is interested in learning more. It's condensed down to 2.5 hours. We do bring in financial partners and experts into the room. We talk about general foundational information, banking, credit, savings, debt reduction, insurance, very, very little estate planning because that's completely out of our wheelhouse. So we just kind of point resource direction. We've been virtual like everybody else since March last year. Well, March, obviously, we stopped. And then in April, we launched all of our classes virtually. We're going to continue being virtual even when we start to return to work. The plan for Wayne Metro is to begin returning to the office after September 20th, but it's going to be on a very hybrid fashion. And that means if you need to come into the office. So I think we've actually learned over the last 1.5 years that we really don't need to get in to provide the services, but we do want to offer that option for clients who need to come in to see us or who prefer to come in. As far as our classes at this point, we have soared virtually. We were looking over our data for the last few years, and in fiscal year 21, just from October through June, we've serviced over 1,000 people for education in the classes that we track, that we report to HUD, not all of the mini workshops that we provide. So we're doing so well. I don't see a full return to an in-person class structure, but who knows what 2022 is going to bring. Maybe we'll throw an in-person Saturday class or something. We're going to really play that by ear, but for now we're doing really, really well virtually.
Fantastic. Can I make a request?
Yeah.
You were one of my got the gold star partners for quite a while, giving me the dates and details of your events that I could then add to the web page and then share on social media. But I don't have anything currently. Is that something you could load up into the form?
I can. I actually made a note when you just mentioned that. I thought that I added all of the classes, but I may have stopped after we got to April or May.
Yeah.
So I will definitely go back and add the remaining classes.
That would be fantastic, because I could always count on, like yours, because you do repeat them, you offer them monthly. Once I had a good description, it was easy for me to then just copy it into the next month and add it and just, update the date and time. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be fantastic.
Not a problem. And then can I just mention one more thing about the services that we offer for folks who come through any of our education classes. They also can be paired with a financial coach or housing counselor who will, help them with whatever their financial goals are, to pay off debt, to increase savings, to buy a house, to finance a car, whatever their financial goals are. And we have financial products that we're able to pair with the client to help increase savings, improve credit, and reduce their debt. So I can, if anybody wants any more information, I could share my contact information in the chat. And then Kelly, I will definitely get that form updated.
Thank you. And also remember, we have our partner collaboration form. So, and Sylvia, I think your information is there. So anybody who is interested in connecting with Sylvia, her contact information is in that partner collaboration form. Again, the link to which is in every e-blast that I send out. So you can find it there. And if you have trouble finding that, just email me and I'll get it out to you. Thanks, Sylvia. I appreciate the updates. Who's going to go next? Okay, how about you, Dawn?
Hello, I am a career coach at KRISA in Kalamazoo, and just a little background here. So I'm one of 6 coaches on a team that supports the entire county. So we have 9 school districts, public school districts that we work with, plus some private. And
I was just going to say, so RISA is the Regional Educational Services Agency.
Yes, yes.
Like intermediate school district or ISD,
right.
Other places.
Yeah, so think of it as the ISD. Yeah, and we support in many ways all of the districts in our county. My focus is primarily financial literacy. So over the summer,
it was amazing, by the way. Amazing that there's an education consultant who has that as a focus. Yeah, I just think that's awesome.
I'm loving it. I spent 15 years in the classroom, and I taught personal finance to seniors that needed it for a math credit, or possibly someone who elected to take the class. And it was one of my favorite classes to teach, and just really seeing the value in it. So I really feel like I'm in a great space right now where I can forge forward and really promote financial literacy countywide. Over the summer, we focused on some summer camp programs programs with 3 districts, Kalamazoo Public being our largest, and then 2 smaller districts, Parchment and Galesburg, Augusta. And we brought Lemonade Day, which is a program, a national program out of Houston, Texas, that focuses on entrepreneurship, where kids figure out how they're going to run a lemonade stand. And so it, dives into a little bit of business planning, unit costs, profit and loss statements, things like that. And it was so fun. We had a great time. We've wrapped it up, and we've heard good feedback that the school districts want to put it in, some of the districts want to put it into their regular curriculum throughout the year. So we're going to plan for that. And then we also have, our team is coming back 3 days a week in person, 2 days remote, to start gearing up for the school year. So right now we are all planning on being face-to-face with kids in the school districts. And last year we kind of started in the middle school space for introducing budgeting at the middle school level with just a fun budgeting activity. But we are kind of focusing now on elementary. So K-5 programming is where we have some needs, and we will continue to develop our reality fairs, which are at the high school level. We had a reality fair over the summer, which we did virtually with the V-Fairs platform, and our Consumers Credit Union folks did a fabulous job putting that on for about 70 kids, high school students. So we will continue to just figure it out as we go, whether we will have virtual reality fairs or in person, face-to-face type of activities. And yeah, that's kind of our direction. It's just planning for career and career awareness and exploration and prep, and also the financial literacy piece too, as well.
Awesome. And I'm sorry to say that Gwendolyn can't hear anybody. Does anyone have it? Bye, Sylvia. Thanks again. I'll look forward to your submissions. Does anyone have any suggestions for Gwen about why she can't hear anyone? She says her system is okay. I don't have any suggestions for her as to why that would be. Because I'm hearing all of you, and I think you're all hearing each other. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know what to say. I should ask my 12-year-old, just got up. Do you have any suggestions? I have a partner who can see us, but she can't hear anybody, but all the rest of us can hear each other. Do you have any suggestions what might be wrong? The kid has had to Zoom for school for a year. She's probably got more insights. Oh, she said she's going to log off and try logging back in. Okay. All right. So anybody want to go? How about Cynthia? Do you want to? Okay, you're muted though. Okay, there we go.
Good morning. Did you much? I'm Cynthia Walker. I'm head of children's services at the Waterford Library. We just finished up summer reading program. This is the first time we really had kids back into the building, and it was great to see them and the parents checking out books. And we were not able to have any in-house programming this summer. What we did is we made up craft kits for them weekly to take home. The summer theme was Tales of Tales. We did over 7 weeks, we explored the animals on different continents and their culture and their folklore. And so the crafts kind of related to that. So we had bagged together crafts, and I had to get grant money to do that because we had no money. Usually we used to get our program money from book sales, but we haven't had any book sales in over a year.
Right.
The library just reopened in the end of March. So we came back to staff full time in March.
Okay.
And we did do outdoor story time this summer. So that worked out really well. Traditionally, as part of Michigan Financial Wellness Month, we would do a program in April. We had these Saturday specials we created, which are programs with crafts and activities and fun things. So for Financial Wellness Month, we would put together financial games for the kids to do. They had a craft. We had some stuff from the local credit union. The books, of course, from Cinders and McLeod this year we're able to pass out too. So that's what we did in April. Instead of having an in-house program, we put together a bag with her books and for financial information for the parents. They got a coupon. If they showed they had a savings account or opened a savings account, we would give them a free paperback book. And they all got a little wooden bank to paint to kind of encourage saving. So I don't know what's going to happen in April. We're in the process of beginning to plan out this year. So that's some things. The other thing is, being a parent and a mother, and now my daughter's starting high school, college, how to save for college. My mother's going through a drastic life change situation, so she needs some new financial help that way, education, I guess. So there's maybe things that I can talk with the adult department. They have had programs where people retiring, saving for college, budgeting, planning. They've offered classes in the past for that. And they're doing some Zoom programs with their clientele, their patrons. I'm not sure what they have planned for fall or the winter, but those are some of the things to look at. But we're still trying to figure out this whole new world, like how can we be still relevant for our patrons, but have to do everything differently and think differently. Our children that we serve, like most of them, they're not vaccinated, and so we have to think about that. So, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. We did pass out over 40 financial wellness kits for the kids back in April. So because that's what we did, I didn't have like an event to put on the calendar. So right. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Right. Yeah, that's just kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah. So I have a question. The Tales About Tales.
Tales of Tales. Yep.
Yes. Is that, I think I saw that promoted at several libraries. Is that like a statewide theme that you guys selected? How does that work?
It's actually a national theme. The Collaborative Summer Library Program is the official name of it. And they have I think 2 states may not participate, but most of them do. And most of the libraries within the state will use that theme. So it was Tales and Tales, TAILS and TALES. So right. Animals and stories. And
I figured it couldn't be a coincidence. I read about that or saw that promoted at several of my local libraries, and I thought this cannot be a coincidence. There has to be something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they put together a big manual that comes out every fall with program ideas. And it's usually very, very good, but a lot of the programs in the manual were for in-house programs, which right. As far as all my sister libraries, we meet with youth librarians also. Most of us didn't do any of that. If we had programs that was outside or was make and take home activity. So we kind of had to create things from scratch this year. Yeah. And one thing I noticed too, they're good on the early literacy and the teens and adults, but that upper elementary, maybe early middle school group, wasn't a lot for them. So we tried, that's our biggest crowd for this. So we were trying to work with them.
Well, and I will say, as a mom of a just turned 12-year-old, I would agree with you in general. Like, I love libraries, and since my daughter was born, right, we're frequent users, like heavy users. I guess you guys would call me like a P1 or something, like a heavy user of the libraries. And when she was really little, there was a ton of programming, all kinds of programming, right? And then as she got up into the upper L, she's like, Mommy, this is too babyish. And that, but yet she wasn't allowed to go to some of the cool programs because it was for, let's say, 12 and up or something.
Yes. Mhm.
So I would agree with you. There's a little bit of it's not just for that one initiative. I think that in general, and maybe it's because it's a hard age, like, I don't know, but I think you're right. And now that she's turned 12, that other segment of programming is now open to her.
Right.
But there was about a 2 or 3 year window there where it was like, well, gosh, we're forgotten.
Exactly. Yeah. And we've done tie-dye t-shirts and made kites, and we did experiments, make it messy. The past few summers we've had activities within the library, activity stations, and they just come and they paint and
Yeah.
just make all kinds of fun stuff. And that's what we did this summer, and it worked out well. The parents loved it. We also did a weekly raffles for gift cards so that they'd stop by and check their reading record. We gave them a raffle ticket. We had like Amazon, Meyer, Roblox, so they could put their tickets in the raffles. And they really liked that this year. That was something new.
Sure.
We were trying to be really creative. It's like, what can we do? Because we can't do anything normal, at
Right.
least what we considered normal.
Good. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Cynthia. I appreciate
All
the
right.
updates. Let's see. Maria, how about you? We're just kind of going around the room and getting a finger on the pulse. You all represent a lot of different areas of the state and different sectors, business sectors. And so I think it's helpful to hear what's happening, what's working, what's not working, and kind of what you see on the horizon.
Well, good morning. My name is Maria Johnson, and I'm a financial coach for the LISC Financial Opportunity Center located at Mott Community College Workforce and Economic Development. We are also in partnership with GST Michigan Works. So we offer services and coaching and employment, but our main focus is financial coaching. And so we service all of Genesee County. So you don't have to be involved with Mott. You don't have to be going into Mott. We do a big emphasis. We do work with Michigan Works and their PATH program. That's where a lot of our people come from. But then we're also open to the community as well. So we take anyone who just needs help, whether it's about learning how to budget, getting their credit, score up, clearing up their credit report, trying to get into buying a home, whatever it is that they need, that's what we're there to support. And like I said, we also do employment because we're workforce and economic development. So that's what we do. So we offer programs through that as far as job training, they do trucking, they do medical, they do welding, robotics. So we can, help people on all different fronts. So if we're referring people to help them get training so they can get employed, then that's a big factor as well, because how do you talk finance with someone who's not working, right? So we offer workshops. We have been working remote since last year. So everything went virtual. All our workshops, we converted to virtual workshops. And we hold workshops on budgeting, credit repair. We do FASVA for, the students, trying to help them navigate the whole, applying for aid and things like that. We have just gone back to the buildings as of last week, but we're doing it on a partial basis. So like I'm in the office 2 days a week and we're virtual 3 days a week. So when we're going to continue that, the goal is that come September, we hope to have everyone back in office 5 days a week, but that's open for discussion. So right now we've gone back in, we're just trying to navigate our way through this. We have found that going back, the new version of us is that we will meet the client where the client is at their moment. So if virtual is what works best for them, virtual is what it'll be. If they need an in-person, then they have their in-person. So we're pretty flexible now that we're set up to do, I will meet with someone, phone, Zoom, Google Meet, whatever they want to do is what we do. So right now we have no programs or no events coming. We usually have an annual event that we hold in September, and we're not doing that. It's a health and wellness fair that we do usually just before school starts in late August, early September. We're not doing that this year. We tried to do it virtual last year. It didn't go over very well. So, this year we are not doing anything about it at the moment. Hopefully 2022 will have it back on the books again. So that's about as far as what we're doing. And like I said, we're all of Genesee County. So I think, people are kind of like, oh, you're a mod. No, you don't have to be a student. So any organizations, we're teaming up with, local organizations within the area. I do presentations for them. If that's what they want, I would gladly come in and do, financial presentations for them. So we're pretty flexible.
So Maria, thank you for all of that. And you reminded me that something that I needed to say, which was when I talk about helping to promote your events, that's a misleading word, but I don't know a better word, because you'll find on the events page, I actually call it programs, I think, because most of them have been online, right? They haven't been in person, other than a couple. Somebody did a health and wellness fair that had some financial components to it that was in person. It was at a park. But for the most part, if anybody has programming available that's open to the public, whether it be in person or online, still submit those, because I can help promote those. And if it is open to only residents of Genesee County or Kalamazoo County or whatever, then we can put that in the details. But for the most part, most of our partners have said, gosh, if we're doing something online, and then the more the merrier, kind of, right? Yeah. So it's not a driving thing. It's not geographically bound. So just listening to your description of the event that you're not doing in the fall made me realize I need to clarify that when I talk about helping to promote anyone's it's programs, really, whether they're online or in person. So but that's cool too. And I'm glad that you highlighted the fact that what you offer isn't limited to someone who attends MOT, that it is open to anyone in the community, because I'm sure that's a misconception.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, who's going to tell us what's happening next?
I don't mind going.
All right, fantastic. Brooklyn, you're up.
Yes. So good morning. I am new to the group, so it's nice to finally virtually meet everybody. But I am taking over for Linda, so I know I have some very big shoes to fill. But I work for Michigan Works, and I'm the program coordinator. I actually do most of the youth programming, and I was given the financial fitness program to oversee, which has been very rewarding. So it's actually a very cool program. But right now, I'm really just getting acclimated with everything, the scheduling and the Zoom meetings, and trying to get everything set up and get our moderators and things of that nature. But we successfully got through my first whole month of August with workshops without Linda. She's been here and there and been incredibly thankful, even though she's now retired. She's still poking in a little bit, but I am in the process of scheduling for September. So I'm definitely looking for some topics and presentation ideas. So I'm just throwing that out there. But I did put some emails out to try to talk to some new folks to get some new topics onto our calendar. But right now we're still maintaining virtual. And I don't think that's ever gonna go away. We've had really good attendance, actually. And then, of course, in our service centers, we're open for everybody to come in, but it's also on a appointment basis too. So that's just a little bit about what we got going on.
Awesome. Thanks, Brooklyn, and welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it this morning. This is a little bit more, I guess, informal than some of our meetings, but I like to do this periodically because I really like to hear from you all, as opposed to the other way around, which sometimes I feel like I have so much to share that I don't get the benefit of being able to hear from all of you. But before I move to the next person, Brooklyn, I had made an introduction for Linda to our partners at our 529s, the MESP and MET. It was kind of toward the end of, before Linda was leaving. Did that happen? Did you guys get connected and talk about, any programming or offerings from them?
Can you share with me a little briefly what 529 is? And maybe it'll jog my memory.
Yeah, it's the state's college savings program. So Michigan Education Savings Program and the Michigan Education Trust are the two Michigan 529s. And 529 is just an IRS code for college savings plans. And I had made an introduction for Linda to those contact people as potential, because they offer great presentations, very informative. And so I just was wondering if I needed to redo that introduction or if that happened before Linda left.
It's not familiar to me. If you're open to redoing the introduction, I would greatly welcome it.
For sure.
I'll take all the contacts I can get.
Yeah, and I know too, when you're first starting out, you're gonna find that, sometimes it's challenging when you are scheduling programs with people you don't know, and you want to ensure a certain level of quality and, just quality, I guess. So, right. We've all had instances where we really like somebody, but their presentation either wasn't very good, or it was outdated, or they just were not great presenters, or like we've all been there. And so I'm a little bit, let's just say I'm very conservative about making recommendations about who I think, giving, who should be presenters.
Right.
And so the two, the MET and MESP are high quality programs. They are, the official state college savings plans, good information. The information has been scrubbed and vetted. So it's a good introduction for you because it will reflect well on your brand.
Right. No, that would be wonderful. And thank you for that.
It's a gap. It's a topic that you guys haven't offered in the past, which is why I was getting Linda hooked up with them.
Okay. Very good.
All right. So yeah, I will redo that e-introduction. If not today, I'll get to it tomorrow.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it, Kelly.
Yeah, my pleasure. Who's going to tell us what's happening next? Who's next?
I can go next.
All right, Tammy, let's hear from Tammy.
So I'm Tammy Ingalls, and I'm a financial coach at Astera Credit Union / business development officer. So my real job is business development officer, but what I do with that is I'm out looking for companies that would like to partner with the credit union to offer our services to their employees. So back when credit unions started a long time ago, they were called special employment groups. We call them preferred employer partners at our credit union. And so we offer a lot of different services to those employers for their employees. Like, if they have an employer that or employee that comes to them and is really having a lot of financial difficulties, maybe asking for their paycheck early, just to be able to make it to work, whatever. They'll oftentimes set up an appointment with me. So I am a certified financial counselor so that I can help them with budgeting their money, that type of thing. But at the credit union, I also do all of we have something called Financial Sense workshops. And so twice a month, we offer some type of a workshop to our membership. And really, I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if we would offer it to just anybody or not, but I don't understand why we wouldn't. But there are different topics, like we've had somebody come in and talk about insurance to make sure people are properly insured, investing, how to get started investing, planning for retirement, planning your estate, just life topics, and helping people to make sure they're educated and making the right decisions. And we used to be in-house, in person, and now we are totally virtual. I kind of at this point don't foresee that changing for a long time. It's working well. I feel like people almost get more engaged via the Zoom meetings, via in person, because I think in person, oftentimes they sit there and they're afraid to ask the questions, where through Zoom they're not. And maybe it's just we're reaching different people, so we're seeing more interaction. I'm not exactly sure, but currently at my credit union, we are still, the majority of us, working from home that can work from home, but they're real flexible. If we need to come into the office and work, we can come into the office and work. There was a time when they asked us not to, but at this point, I think they just trust that we're all doing the best job we possibly can do. And so if we need to be in the office, come on in the office. If we can do it from home, do it from home, type of thing. I'm brand new to you guys. I actually found out about you through the Michigan Credit Union League, and I just thought, I'm always looking for different ideas, different speakers, different people to connect with. So I thought it would be a great time for me to just jump in and see what you guys were all about.
Well, that's fantastic. Tammy, where geographically, where are you located?
Lansing area.
In Lansing, okay.
Yes.
All right. And what credit union is it?
It's Astera Credit Union.
Astera. I just am not familiar with that. Okay.
We used to be Auto Body,
Okay.
but we changed our name to be more generic, so people didn't think they had to be part of the auto industry. So, your name is always a challenge if it's connected to one specific area. So,
right.
So
right.
for growth reasons, we changed our name.
Awesome. Yeah. So I would be curious also, if you're willing to look into it. I was thinking, as you were talking about the different offerings, the different programs that you offer to your members, unless there's something that's being shared that's confidential, that would only be for members, maybe it would be a way for you to show value to a broader, as a community resource,
Right.
If we were able to allow other people to Zoom in who aren't yet members, they might decide, hey, I'm looking for a home, my financial home, and maybe that would be it. So as long as your programs are non-solicitous, I mean, that's the one thing that we all agree upon, is that nobody's pushing product. Nobody's, pressuring people to set an appointment to go over their investments, or, I would be happy to help promote your webinars if that's something that management or whoever has to make that decision, if they're open to that. So just let me know.
All right, I will definitely check into it. Thank you.
Yeah, and did you receive the e-blast? So are you signed up to get our communications?
I don't believe so. The only thing I did was I registered for this this morning, and that's the only thing I've gotten so far. So
okay, so then go to when we're done here, go to myfinancialwellness.org, and on the partner tab, down toward the bottom, there's just a really simple like wizard to subscribe. And
Okay.
once you fill that out, that will get you into it's MailChimp is what I use to send out about 2 a month. So it's not a
Okay.
lot. Like I really, really try not to send out too many e-blasts because I don't want people getting sick of, feeling like it's junk mail. So it's twice, maybe 3 times a month. And it always has to do with, our upcoming meetings, how to register for the meeting, or, something very specific. Like I don't just send stuff out willy-nilly. I think everybody else would hopefully would attest to that. I'm very conservative in how many times I use that. And the list isn't shared with anybody. And in fact, if you want other partners to be able to reach you and collaborate, then you would need to fill out the partner collaboration form, which also there's a link. If you were to subscribe today, when I send out the link to this recording, you'll see at the bottom of that e-blast is a whole section of useful links. And one of them is a partner collaboration form so that you can self-select, you can choose to put your information in there if you're interested in having partners contact you for presentations or partnerships.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, so it looks like, is it Takedra or Takedra?
Takedra.
Takedra, I thought so, but I wanted to double check. So Takedra, tell everybody where you are from and give us the lay of the land as you see it.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm like my background says, I'm Takedra Lofton, the community engagement librarian for Taylor Community Library. We have been, like everybody else, all the other libraries, we haven't really done any programming or in-house programming for the year. We are planning to open fully in September. We have some programs that are lined up, but we're really kind of taking things like cautiously, especially with this new variant out. And we're kind of testing the waters and seeing how things go and everything before we start doing some heavy programming, hopefully, knock on wood, by the winter. In terms of financial programs, there is only one that I managed to secure, I think for September. We're doing a financial aid education program with U of M, I believe, for, students and whatever, and people starting school.
And I think if that's the same program that through their financial aid office, is it?
Yes.
It's really good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really, really good. And so I hope you get a lot of participation. Is that going to be an online or in-person event?
We are planning for in person.
Okay.
But like I said, it's we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah,
the plan
really
is for in person.
And I think that the challenge is marketing that so that people don't think you have to be planning to go to U of M to attend, because it's not specific to U of M. It's really an awesome service that their financial aid office offers. And they talk all about like the process, but not specific to the university. It's really, really good.
That's amazing. That's good to hear. Yeah, that's one that I'm actually looking forward to. And I do hope I get a big attendance. I'm expecting to. A lot of people here in Taylor are really eager for programming again and to meet up in the building again. So,
well, please put that into the Google form of upcoming events, because I would love to have that on the webpage and to be able to promote that.
I will. I didn't. I will. I thought I did, but I will. If I didn't, I'll do it again.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do September. So if
Okay.
you can get that in there, then the next time I do a download from that form, it'll be in there.
All right. I'll do it today.
Great.
But yeah, outside of that, I think that's really all that's going on. Not a whole lot like everybody else. We're all just kind of, trying to do what is best and what is safe for the staff and for, our patrons.
Well, I appreciate everybody giving us, updates. And it really is, I love hearing just what everybody else is experiences are. And I think from the feedback I get from our monthly partner meetings, that's people love doing the breakout rooms because you can sit and talk and listen to 3 or 4 other people and make connections. So I hope that this is resembles that for people. It was very beneficial for me, I know. So I'm going to go back to just very quickly, let's see, a couple of things that I wanted to share. This is being very slow. Yeah, so as I've said throughout the meeting, you know, be sure you're putting your event information, which is really your programs, whether they be in person or online, please put them in that form. If you want to connect with other partners between meetings, please make sure your information is in that collaboration form. We are still using our social media to help raise awareness of what you all are doing and those offerings. So be sure that you're connected with our Facebook and Twitter accounts. Those are just standing reminders. And a few highlights from the year, our Money Smart, our Kids Read program, our Smart Money Kids Read program was great. And as we heard today, you know, most libraries were doing grab and go kits or take and make or different terms for that same model. Worked very well. Our Smart Money Magic Show was amazing. The recordings were good. Teachers were able to use it in classrooms within their own schedule. We reached over 12,000 kids. It's conservatively estimated based on the number of educators we had registered. We had over 150 educators that registered to use the program. And we know that we had at least 600 views, which, you know, if the average, you know, even just 20 children in a class, that's a lot of kids. Our Funding the Future concerts are going strong and they are planning a fall tour. So if you work with high school students and are interested in bringing that very unique musical concert program education experience to high schoolers in your area, please reach out to me and I can connect you with their scheduler and we can find funding usually to do that. So that is still happening. This Friday, there is a networking event for our Fempreneur Summit. So if you are or know any female entrepreneurs, this is going to be taking place in northern Oakland County. I want to say maybe Oakland Township even. Our 2 composition contests, or actually our 2 youth contests that were sponsored, MESP and MET. I'm proud to announce, I'm very excited that our 2 top place prize winners, both for the cash composition essay contest as well as the Show Your Money Smarts online, it's a game. Both of those winners chose the 529 option. So that speaks volumes to, gives me hope for the future that these young people chose $1,000 contribution into their college savings plan over a smaller amount of cash in hand right now. So instead of a $400 cash prize, that teenager chose that $1,000 contribution to their college savings program, as well as the younger students, or the other program was a $250 cash prize now, or $1,000 into a college savings program. And both of those young people made that choice. So that's you know, good news. You all heard from our new contact Brooklyn for the Michigan, or the Oakland County Michigan Works Financial Fitness Program, and they are doing 2 events per week throughout the year. That is their goal, and then with heightened programming for the month of April, and I'm guessing that will continue next year. I am still looking to expand our network. So if you have strategic partners that you think I should know, please send me contact information and I will do the legwork. But introductions are always nice. So I'm thinking, you know, county treasurer's office, they have an interest in people making good financial decisions. Other social service organizations, you know, networks, if you belong to any networks. I'm always looking to extend the invitation for people to be part of our work. I've already highlighted September 14th is our next partner Zoom. It'll be 8:30 that morning. I have 2 potential 5-minute feature guest speakers that I'm working on. So stay tuned for that. But they've been great so far. You know, Linda Keogh did one for us back in June as kind of her farewell gift. And we've heard from the director of the Michigan Education Trust and program coordinator for MESP. So that's something I added so that each month in 5 or 10 minutes, we will all learn with more of a deep dive about one of our partners. And so I already have October set, but I'm still working on one of 2 presenters for September 14th. So be sure that you're here for that. They're turning out to be really good. Takidra, did you have a question?
No, sorry, I was.
Oh, stress balling. Okay, I thought you had your hand raised because you're in just a little teeny tiny window right now. So I didn't see. So with that, unless anybody has questions or comments, that's all I had for today. Thank you all for sharing with the group what's happening in your world. And I look forward to seeing everybody on September 14th. So I am going to stop screen sharing. That way I can see everybody. Thumbs up if you're good to go, or just unmute if you have questions or comments. All right, everybody's
All good here.
All right, all good. All right, thanks everybody. See you September 14th.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, Kelly.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, have a great one.